I'm here with Dean Hinton, who's one of the coaches at the Massey-Ellis Foundation at Halberstadt. So Dean, of your old competitive career in the past, what sticks out as your favorite moments in that competitive career?
Oh gosh, I think honestly, I think winning the team nationals.
And what year was that?
That was '84 in Chicago.
And who were your teammates?
Myself, Greg Massey-Ellis, George Nakamura, and Peter Bouchard.
And who did you beat?
Oh God, I think we beat Portland. It was Michael Marks. I'll say Michael Marks. I think.
Was it Pete DeGeorge?
Yes, yeah, and Gerard, Pat Gerard.
And Pat Gerard. And that was Sal Orio, sure.
Yeah, Sal Orio, that's right, that's right. That was a long time ago, man. A galaxy far, far away.
So that's one of your favorite moments?
I think so. I think I've always been more of a team player than individual. You know, I was ranked #1 for a while, a couple national team, world team, Pan Am team, but I think I always like fencing team more. I don't know why, but I felt like it's just more incentive, you know, more motivation. I was doing it for the guys,
right,
you know,
right.
more than for me. I think, and right now that I'm coaching, I feel I love coaching. I love coaching the kids because I'm kind of doing it for them, you know, giving them my energy, giving them my positive energy.
Who taught you first off?
Oh,
Who got you going?
My very first coach was Maestro Markey at City College of San Francisco.
Tell me about him.
Oh God, that was a long time ago. I think I started there in 1979. I took 2 beginner classes, and then the following semester he said, you know, we're going to do this little novice tournament. And he said little novice tournament. He talked me into fencing. I didn't really want to compete at the time. And he said, there's going to be a little novice tournament in a couple weeks. I'd really like you to participate. So it turned out there were about 60 fencers from all junior colleges all over Northern California. And my brother was there. I remember my oldest brother was there, and he fenced, and that's how I got into fencing. And I started late too. I think I was, oh God, I was in my 20s. I think it was probably about 23, 24 when I started, so I started really late. And I entered the tournament, my brother was there, and I won, and I said, wow, maybe I could be pretty good at this. So that motivated me to want to do it more. And I met at the Pilar Memorial Tournament in San Francisco. I met all of Michael DeSaro's students. Greg was one of them. I think Greg had just won nationals that year. And I saw Greg fence, and Peter Bouchard, and Peter Schifrin was there, and George Nakamura was there.
And Peter Bouchard was then, he was Peter Ashley.
Peter Ashley, see, you remember that. Yeah, Peter Ashley.
Right.
And they had won actually in '78 nationals with Jan Drimba on the team. Speaking of team, he had won that year actually, '78. So I saw all these guys, and I was like, wow, most of the really good fencers here, and they're all really good, are from Michael DeSaro. And I said, wow. And so I started talking to them. I remember talking to Peter Schifrin, and they started telling me about Michael DeSaro's club down in San Jose State. So I'd taken a couple years off college. I didn't go to college right away, about 2.5, 3 years. So I went down there and I visited, and Michael showed me around the campus. The following year I was there. And I think it took me maybe about 3 years, and then they asked me to fence on the team with them, '83, '84, and I don't know. I think I was probably close to the top 10 then in 3-4 years, because they were kicking my butt every day in, day out. Mother may have another. I just tried not to have an ego, and then I thought they were messing with me. They said, we want you to fence on the team with us, and I go, get out of here. And they go, no, really, we want you to fence on the team with us. And we won that year. That was first national victory. And I've kind of had a relationship with Greg ever since. He's been like my big brother.
Right.
About 12 years ago, he said, hey, I've got this kids program I'm starting, and I need some help. So I started with him 1 or 2 days. Then after about 6 or 7 months, that turned into 3 or 4 days. And then a couple years, then it was 5 days. And from that first group, we still have Garrick Meinhardt. He was from that first group. Allison Hinvick, she's in college now, and I'm trying to think who else. That's probably, from that first initial group, they're probably the only ones that stayed with us, and Garrick made good in 12 years. I mean,
yes.
He made really good. And I told you yesterday, I think, I have this picture of Garrick, and he's probably about 9 years old, 8 and a half, and he's got these knickers that are too long, and and his jacket's too big, and he's bigger than his foil, and he's holding his foil at
You've got to get me this picture.
the finals of this tournament. And I told Garrick, I said, Garrick, when you're #1 in the world, I have a very special picture I want you to autograph for me. And that's the picture.
Now, where do you think it comes from that you are able to give so much of yourself, your caring for these people? Were you brought up for this?
I don't know. I think the kids, I love the kids.
No, you. Where do you get what you're offering? Where does it come from?
I think out of my love, honestly, out of my love for the kids. Like, my daughter lives in the East Coast. I don't get to see her maybe 3 times a year, you know, 2-3 times a year, not for that long. And I love kids, and I love teaching them. I love motivating them. I love, you know, getting inside here, and more importantly, getting inside here. Because if you can get in their heart,
that's right,
they'll do anything for you. And that's
right.
A big, big part of it.
And you can do anything for them too.
Exactly, and I would, and I do. You know, I love them to death. They're like my kids. I have this dream, this recurring dream. It's more like a nightmare. And I'm in this sea of kids as far as the eye can see, and they're all pulling and tugging at me. And I wake up and I'm in a cold sweat, and it's not a dream.
That's funny.
No, honestly, I love the kids. They give me a lot.
Of course.
It brings a lot to me.
Well, you know, loving is the key to the whole deal.
And that's it. And that's
the whole
it.
Deal.
They know it. And I mean, sometimes it's tough love too. You know, and you know, you compete. Sometimes you gotta, you know, raise your voice a little bit to kind of get them to, you know, to go do it. And sometimes they just need a hug. I mean, they're nervous. You know, they walk into a big venue like this, and some of them, it's their first tournament or their second, and they're just like, they're nervous, they're scared, and a lot of it is calming them down, figuring out what it's going to do to calm them down and get them centered.
Right.
So then they can perform at their best, you know? And that's pretty much it.
Well, Dean Hinton, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And we'll be seeing you again.
Okay.